and welcome to What's the Beef Chief. I'm your pissed off host, Baron Marf, and I'm joined, as always, by the legend that is the Angrylink. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, just trying to calm down and keep my shit together.
Yeah, well, I'm fucking livid actually this week because earlier in the week I took a little commit where I said I was going to basically go away and dick Kazuya on Tekken 7, and since then I've been trying. I've been trying a lot, but the guy's a fucking cockbag Link. He's a cheating, cheesing, spoofing, fucking dodgy AI that they put in there to fuck me in the ass, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, just to tee this up a little bit, so spoilers alert. So if you're playing Tekken 7 main storyline, you don't want to hear any spoilers, now's a good time to say bollocks. I'm not going to play it, I'm going to listen to the spoilers anyway. Kazuya, end boss, you're fighting as Heihachi to beat him, right? You've forced to use this character. I figured I was going to dick that. Once I got that down, fine. I've been honing my skills as Heihachi. There's effectively a multi-tiered fight. You start off fighting Kazuya, you beat him, he powers up, goes to his second form, which is like some sort of laser eye version of him. Great. Beat him up. Third form, full devil Kazuya, wings, tail, horns,
laser eyes,
lots, stop the fucking lot. He fucks me over and over again. He can take damage without being staggered. He can decide to do a move halfway through one of my combos or halfway through one of my moves and just fuck all of my life with one hit. I can't block it, nothing I can do. Mid-combo, you're dead, game over, cheesed, you're out, done. And I'm fucking sick of it. I can't take it anymore.
So I suppose it's just a case of, not unfair boss battles, but overly stacked in their favour battles.
Well, it's literally just designed that at any point he can go, no, fuck you, you're not having it this time. Bang, you're dead. So I showed you the video, right?
Yeah.
I showed you the video of me getting fucked in the ass by Devil Kazuya. You saw, literally, I was mid-combo. There's nothing I could do. The game just decided at this point I'm going to block that move, do this move, and kill you.
Yeah, you're not going to pass it this time. So it almost feels like it's...
It's like lottery, it's like gambling.
Yeah, but it's like King, isn't it? That when you're playing Candy Crush, you know that you're not doing it through skill and your intelligence. It's the algorithm said, no, you're gonna pass it this time. You can pass
this one, yeah. You can have what you need to be able to complete it.
Yeah. It almost kind of seems like that you'll get through 30 attempts and then it'll go, kind of feel bad for the guy now, should we let him have it? Yeah, well, right then.
That's pretty much how it's going, because like effectively this guy can take hits without being staggered. He can use combos instantly to basically beast you. If there's a moment where if you both attack at the same time, everything slows down and the person who gets the right connection and has more damage tends to win. Nah, he can do like a slight tap. I can do like a full-blown slug to try and knock him out. Nothing. It just bounces off him like it ain't no thing. And it was really reminiscent of when I was trying to beat Shao Kahn in Mortal Kombat 9.
Yeah.
Just getting my ass whooped for no reason whatsoever. So like you say, beef on bosses which are just fucking ridiculous, usually in fighting games.
Well, fighting games have generally got notoriously bad reps for these. Obviously, taking Tekken 7 as the first example.
Yeah, take it, Link, because I fucking had to.
I mean, generally, Tekkens have always been a bit dickish anyway.
Yeah.
Most of the Japanese fighting games have, to be fair. Obviously, Dead or Alive, they had Agent 142, which was just a souped-up character that could pull off ridiculous combos and just take off 3/4 of your bar with a fucking simple combo. Galacticus was another one from Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
So basically just does a move where he puts his hands around both sides of the screen, fires lasers out from every bit of it, and just rinses your life, blocking or not.
Or there's even the one where I'm just going to clap and one of your team's going to die.
Yeah. And
then there's this...
explode the planet, basically. Yeah.
So there's been quite a few. Akuma from Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
Oh man, seriously, if you... so I beat him, right, by the skin of my teeth, but there is bits where he can basically dodge an attack, teleport to the other side of you, and then do the firecracker or the Metsu no Hadu, and just effectively instantly kill you. Like he could absolutely smoke you so fast, so powerful.
Do you know what I'd like one of these days is to see a fighting game that the boss fight you are designed to lose, and it goes, yeah, that's it. You were never going to win.
Yeah, game over, buddy.
Yeah.
Bison just fucking ripped your heart out and ate it.
Welcome to life.
Yeah. Game over.
So obviously, that was, again, just a completely stupidly overpowered fucking moveset that you would have to be either, like you say, a compassionate AI or fucking lucky.
Yeah, exactly, because he just absolutely hammer you down. But do you know what, it's funny, you were just saying then about that whole thing of like if your character lost, that'd be the end. Do you know what I'd like to see happen? That character loses, gone, and then you have to go in as another character, but it has to be like Chun-Li or Blanka or something. It wasn't your, because who actually wins in the tournament, who breaks through in the end? Do it. Sorry, dude, you were saying, so
Akuma, that one was just a completely shit moveset.
Well, they just maxed his powers out ridiculously compared to everyone else.
And it's like the double air fireballs and shit like that. You're like, right now you're just moving the fucking goalposts, aren't you?
Well, you heard me ramble on last week about sort of dominating the screen using air fireballs, and like he had a hard attack which was double fireballs. Yeah. And that was just like, you had one which went fast, one went slightly slower, you know, it was just rain over the screen, meanwhile you're fucking
jumping around like a lunatic trying to avoid it and inevitably get hit by the slow one.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you always dodge a fast one, that one's easy. It's the slow one that it's gonna hit.
It's outward timing, and now he's gonna do a front kick at the same time, the bastard.
Sticking with obviously the era, obviously Shao Kahn from Mortal Kombat 2.
Mortal Kombat 2 was bad. I suffered on 9, but 2 was a bitch.
Yeah, it's that same old thing of just like unblockable attacks, OP fucking powers.
Fucking Mortal Kombat 9, he used to throw a hammer at you, and if it hit you, it made you dizzy, right? And it made you dizzy in one hit, right? Yeah. Fine, okay. But then his throw time from the other side of the screen of another hammer was shorter than it took for you to come out of the dizziness. Yeah. So you could just stand on the other side of the screen if he wanted to and just be like hammer. So
I'm guessing that from any fighting tournament he was banned.
This was ridiculous.
So yeah, obviously we mentioned Azazel from Tekken 6. That was another one that again, the damage system was weird because he wouldn't take damage if he was on the floor.
You had to float him.
You had to float him and juggle him in the air for him to take damage.
That was alright. If you knew a character with a juggle, then at least you're like, I know his weakness and now I can just hammer it. But until you knew that, you're like, what the fuck is going on? I'm getting the piss kicked out of me.
Yeah. Obviously sticking with another Street Fighter, obviously Gil from Street Fighter 3.
Just ridiculous dragon punches every time.
Just pretty much every...
Teleport, grab you, dragon punch, Zangief spinning pole driver, just fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, because it was just basically all of the characters combined. It was like Captain Planet but for Street Fighter.
Yeah, to kick your ass basically.
And again, you had Seth from Street Fighter 4 as well.
Not dissimilar actually, for just being, and like Urium was exactly the same. They're all just these sort of like completely over the top, like, I've taken the best moves of other characters and I'm going to just cheese you with them.
I'm going to make them better, and they're going to be somehow faster and better than the original.
Teleport and Dragon Punch to have it. There we go.
So I suppose it really is. It's to sort of summarise, like the shitty unfair bosses. It's always cheap movesets.
Yeah.
There's always some refillable health thing. There's normally the screen size projectiles which you cannot avoid whatsoever.
Yeah.
Then we've got the unblockable attacks.
The ones which they're basically tackle you and then hit you as you're getting up, so you can't block it. Do something like a grab move, which means like there's no way out other than a counter. But if it's a super move, you can't counter it. No. So shit like that really fucking gets on my tits. And also when you talked about the super moves, which are like screen size and then eat away like
3/4 of your life,
8% of your health, and when you block it and you've got no option because of how they're dominating you in the corner, you're like, now a lot of people say, well fucking you should be in the corner, and you're 100% right, but I'm not that good. So when I am, I feel like I'm getting absolutely dicked.
So I mean it goes from like I remember Idol
getting good
from Killer Instinct, which is just a dick.
Yeah.
not Idol, the two-headed Cyclops, which...
No.
But anyway, yeah, that one was a fucking thing. Because you'd be like, oh, he's easy. And then all of a sudden it just goes from 0 to 60, or from 0 to I'm going to fuck you up within... Boom. Like, what? Where did that come from?
Well, that's
all of a sudden this 20 fucking hit combo comes out and just decimates you.
That's like from Street Fighter, isn't it? Bison, where you dick him and you'd be like, oh, I can do this. I'm going to do it. And then round 2 is like, right, kit gloves are off, let's fucking settle this. And beats the living piss out of you.
Yeah. And just, perfects you fucking 2 rounds on the fucking bounce.
Yeah, and you're like... So, yeah, elasticy AI also, those sort of situations.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, I don't have an issue with these characters being tougher than the other characters, and I don't mind the challenge to have to beat them, but when you're getting cheesed, when you're just like, it's shit, like, there's literally nothing in that situation I could have done to stop that from happening. He was open, I did a move, he took the hit on the chin, and then just magically... bang, it took all my life and it's game over. That's not gameplay.
No.
That's
just cheap.
That's just gambling, you know.
It's just cheap fucking cheap mechanics.
Do you know, it's thoroughly sort of taken the shine off of that element of the game for me.
Yeah.
Just
it does.
Like this whole sort
it
of
does so.
And when you do actually, I remember beating Shao Kahn. And by the end of it, I was like, victory, I'm the great sword. I was like, fuck you, you piece of shit.
No, but how many times you're like, fuck you, Mortal Kombat, that's it, you're done.
Yeah.
Oh, I've fucking beaten you, I don't have to go back to you ever again.
You piece of shit. Yeah.
Yeah, and it does, it ruins, I mean, it's a very fine line, don't get me wrong, with bosses and end bosses. It's a fine line between making it too easy, so it's unrewarding and unfulfilling, but then in the same sentence, you've got, it can be too much that it's just such a fucking chore to go through. You feel you have to, you force yourself to do it just to complete the game because you want to see the ending, because you're drawn in emotionally to the characters or whatever.
Well, yeah, because it's not just, I mean, like, I did it, I completed that because I wanted to see the end of the storyline, but it's not just fighting games which are notorious for it.
No, there's been some other honourable mentions. Obviously, no particular order of release, but Code Veronica, Tyrant from that.
Yeah,
so obviously you've got your
run.
Most of them, it's a case of there's always 2 battles, isn't it? There's the first opening salvo where you think you've won, and then you go through and you get the end of the game done, and you get the cutscene, and then he appears again.
That's the standard like Resident Evil tripe, isn't it? Like, we've escaped. No, wait, it's on the train. You know?
Yeah, that's it. So again, on a cargo plane, very limited in terms of space. Oh, why is this not going as fast as it should? Oh, because there's a big hulking great monster in the back that's naked. But again, it's little things. It's just a poorly designed thing because it's in such a small area. You've got no real manoeuvrability, so you can't get around. And it's those fucking awful tank controls which made playing Resident Evil such a fucking chore.
Yeah.
And then, like, unless you knew that was coming, how many times would you think, I'll keep a few rounds of the grenade launcher back?
Yeah, exactly.
You fucking unleash the fucking lot of him on the cunt. You think, right, you're going down now, and you're going down fast, and you're going down hard. I've been saving these for the whole fucking game for just this moment.
Yeah.
You go through and you beat him, you save it, and then you discover you needed to save a few more.
Yeah.
So unless you've got a previous save, you've got to go back and do it all over again.
And do you know, I had the same or very similar issue with Gears of War on the very first one, beating
General Ram.
Yeah, at the end, just that on the back of a train, like fighting with like, the swarm around him, and he'd like just close you into a corner. It's like, if you're playing that on normal or easy, fine. You start to get to hard or like the
hardcore one,
hardcore say, it is like by the skin of your teeth luck whether he decides to fucking just shut you down and fuck you up,
or if he's going to toy with you for a bit, and just allow you a modicum of hope so he can feast on that later on.
There's a reason why it's known as most hardcore boss battles on first person shooters, and it's because it's once again it's a bit of a roll of the die.
Well, it's one of those, isn't it? There's elements of it that is taken out of your hands, and that's the thing I think that grates. It's like, obviously you got the swarm of these bird wraith things, and you don't actually know if you're hitting him, because there's no real way to register whether you're hitting him with damage or you're just hitting his swarm.
Yeah.
So there's so many contributing factors that, like you say, make what could be a really great, enjoyable set piece frustrating and tiresome.
Yeah.
And again, like you say, you go through it on normal or easy and you fucking blast through it and you think, this is not too bad. And then you get to, like you say, the later levels and the guy's just like, you did realise it was on easy now though, right?
Yeah, see ya.
Yeah, and it takes like the natural curve of difficulty and just gets rid of it and just says, now we're just going to put it up here on the shelf where you can't reach it.
Yeah, enjoy.
So yeah, there's been, like you say, quite a few of those moments. I remember Dead Rising was another one for me that had some really fucking annoying bosses. The one that stuck out more than any was the Jeep convicts.
Right, yeah.
Because like you're on foot, they're in a fucking Jeep. All it takes, they hit you, you're down. That's it. One hit, down. Fucked. And it's that. And again, with some games that, because the controls on Dead Rising were okay, but they were a bit flaky at times.
Mm-hmm.
And combine that with a very narrow sort of window of opportunity, makes for a frustrating experience.
Well, I mean, the general principle in game has been around for years, hasn't it? Which is either A, you get hit by an enemy and you take damage, or B, you fall down something like a pit and you die instantly.
Yeah.
And I get they're trying to do that whole, you get hit by the Jeep, you're instantly dead, you know. But does it fit in that genre of game? Does it fit in that sort of
I've been bitten by zombies in that game and not died.
Yeah, exactly.
Not turned into a zombie. So your logic is flawed because you don't carry it through.
You know, you don't. Does that game need that whole sort of insta kill element to make it challenging? No, it doesn't. So
no, it's a challenge enough game just to fucking keep up with the time frame on it.
Yeah, just don't put it in there. It just doesn't work.
Dark Souls, just generally the whole series. I mean, this one is a bit unfair to put this in. This is purely just from my lack of skill or patience.
It pitches itself as a dying game, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, no, you will die, but it encourages you to learn from your mistakes, and it is, other than a couple of bosses in it, it's pretty fair, and is if you get that right, it will say, yeah, you've got that right, good job.
Learn the moveset, you can kill it.
That's it. And it's going back to that Sword Art Online thing. It's learning its attack patterns, knowing when you can go in and when you can't. But some of them are just outright fucked up. Where it's just like, yeah, you'd think that there'd be rules, but no. We're just going to make this floor crumble out from under the earth, and we're not going to tell you when it's going to happen. It's just going to happen, and then, you might get away with that. But then some branches just going to go, yeah, fuck you, and tip you off the edge, and you're fucked. And it's just like, right, you're going to start again then?
Go again. Don't forget to collect your shit.
But in general, the Dark Souls games are pretty fair, and it's pretty standard. Well, I mean, this is a fucking hard game, you will die.
For me, I'm okay with it, because it's like, when you open up the game, it's like, we're going to kick you in the bollocks. Do you still want to play this game? Yeah. Rochambeau later, I'm on the floor going, oh, my nuts, but they told me they were going to do it, so
I can't
get that annoyed at dying when the website's like www.preparetodie.com, you know.
Yeah, that's it. So it's hardly a surprise that it's a bit unfair in parts.
Yeah.
But again, it's just the cheapness. It's for a game that's such a well-designed, rounded game in terms of how all of the boss fights are almost like little mini operas of dancing around and working the angles and
but you still get that sort of swat, and it's like, there goes 3/4 of my life bar, or all of it.
Yeah, that's it. But like you say, it's just the cheap shots. We don't need those. You've done this great job of making this great fine technical piece of work which shines on so many levels, and then you ruin it by just having this cheap fucking move that you don't need.
Low blow.
That again, it
just cheapens the experience, doesn't it? Like
it doesn't. It takes the one core foundation of the game, that yes, it's hard, but we're fair, stern but fair, and it just says, nah, fuck that, we'll forget about this for this one.
Smack.
Yeah.
Have it.
Final Fantasy is another great one for that.
Yeah.
Because how many, not necessarily like end bosses, but how many bosses do you turn up and you're like, all right, I've just had my party wiped out and he's just attacked me once.
Yeah, there was definitely...
and it's nothing to do with level either. Like, you could be fucking 30 levels over or whatever, and you get out there and then they're just like, oh no, this attack's just OP as fuck. Yeah, see you later.
There was some sort of it's dreadful, because it's the game that is most revered in Final Fantasy VII, but there was some of they were like elemental bosses or dragons or something at the end of Final Fantasy VII after you completed it, and it was just like you travelled to the points in the world to fight these things, and you were hitting them, and I was hitting them with out of the four numbers you had, I was hitting them with like the weaker characters are hitting like 7, 8, 9,000. The rest of them were like 999s. And then it would just be like, bam, smack, you're dead.
Yeah.
And it's like, hold it, wait, bam, smack, you're dead. And I was like, okay, I might need some better armour and shit, but like...
What the fuck? Yeah.
How do you fight that, you know?
Yeah. So there's no...
there's probably people, if there are Final Fantasy listeners out there, they're probably going, dude, you're supposed to use the ice attack, you don't be bastard. Maybe but like, I just remember getting my ass kicked a lot.
It's not that... Because gaming, we see it as something that you've got your rules of or your systems and your rules of those systems, and gaming is essentially I'm going to abuse those systems to get what I want.
I'm going to work the system to win it, basically. Yeah.
And if there's glitches and loopholes and all of those kind of things, I will use those.
Gamers know that if you walk into a certain radial of a character, it triggers them.
Yeah.
And there are gamers out there who, like me, I'm one of them, who will go, oh, I'm just going to sit on the edge, line up a headshot and pop them, rather than walk in there and wake them up. Yeah,
that's it.
And that's how we are as gamers. We look for those patterns, don't we?
Or is it, you come up to a challenging boss fight, you think, right, before I go in there, like you say, I'm going to wait just on the cusp of the threshold of the activations area.
Yeah.
I'm just going to quickly Google how to beat him.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
you would on Dark Souls.
Oh, fuck me, I just wouldn't even bother.
I'm not even bothering playing the game.
It's one of those that I'm sure it's probably a great game and this massive sense of accomplishment and achievement. But then I know people have beaten that with bananas. So, it just basically nullifies whatever I've achieved in that. Someone's beaten that game with a bunch of bananas. They've hooked them up as controllers and they used them with bananas. So, again, achievements, gone.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Good for them.
I mean, fair play, it's one of those, isn't it? Life's ambitions. Finish Dark Souls with fruit.
I remember playing one of the Golden Age games, which was sort of the Camelot ones back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember getting to a boss battle on there where effectively what happened is you had 4 characters in the first game and 4 characters in the second game, and you could somehow, I can't remember, some convoluted plug of wiring get 2 machines
or whatever. GBA wire, wasn't it?
But there was a way to get your data from the first game onto the second game, right? And it wasn't by code. So I got it on there, and then I've effectively got 8 characters. This is like a troop effectively working its way through the game, which it was amazing, loving it. Got to a wizard, this wizard I remember battling, and effectively had a 45-minute battle with him where I was just using all of my resources, every small minor little potion and hammering loads of them out, all that sort of shit, every last mana thing to try and get some mana to heal and what he was doing is he was creating little orbs that you had to fight, and each one had an elemental effect, and as you take them down he'd rejuvenate another one, and it was going on, and I was just like, fuck it, I'm just literally going to throw everything I have at this, and it went on for ages, and it got down, he was slowly chipping away my characters, so I then went down to 7, then 6, then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 character left, and this wizard just keeps bringing these orbs back, and I'm like, fuck it, I've just pressed the button to do like the last attack before he dicks me, and it took him out, and I was like, and we're 50 minutes into playing this game now.
Just drop the fucking console, like, what the fuck?
But the orbs are still there, so they can still take me out. I'm like, oh fuck, this is serious now. I've got to some way survive this moment. So then you go into panic scramble mode, know. But that boss, I mean, as it was, I completely fluked it. But to go through every bit of resource and everything that I had just to scrape it at the end, I was like, how many people would have never... Maybe they weren't approached with a better character, but how many people would have never got close?
Yeah. And it's one of those... I mean, it's normally done in such a way that it's either massively important that it's done and you have to do it.
Yeah, it's like, I need this.
Or it gives you something that you don't know what it's going to give you, but you think, well, surely it's got to be great because of how much hassle I had to go through, and it's some rudimentary thing that doesn't actually affect anything.
500 gold. Oh.
Here, have some rupees. But I've filled it up. It won't even count.
Actually, I've got something worse than that, and it's when they go, here. So for me, the ultimate thing in any game for me is if you go, Mark, here is a weapon which is more powerful than any other weapon in the game, and it's great, and it looks cool. Do you want it? If you then put that behind the boss, which completely fucking cheeses you over and over again, that breaks me.
And then afterwards,
that breaks
there's
me.
nothing in the world that you need that sword for or weapon for.
Because you dicked the hardest boss to get it.
It would be great if, here's the weapon, it needs charging or it needs something doing to it, and you've got to go on some trials and tribulations to activate it.
Yeah,
fine, that works for me. Then you can take it into the final battle, and you're kind of on a level playing field then, because you've got the fucking ultimate sword or whatever, and he's just a big fucking badass.
Yeah.
But and like here's the prize that's now essentially moot.
Great.
I can fight the things that I was beating with twigs now.
He's got the mightiest sword in the world, but he's killed everybody to get it.
Yeah, that's it. It's a sad state of affairs when you were left great. Can somebody powerful and mean turn up, please?
Yeah, please.
Just so I can try out this sword and see if it's actually any good, because it's just macking everything straight away.
But more fighting, Punch-Out.
Yeah, that was one obviously sort of got added to the list, because I didn't think of it as a traditional fighting game as such. I see that as more of a rhythm game.
It is. It is basically the Guitar Hero back in the day.
Yeah, but with punching.
Yeah.
And Mike Tyson.
Or Mike Tyson punching you.
Yeah. Well, obviously, it's notorious through and through. We were talking about earlier, there was obviously the original Punch-Out. The final boss in that, people have only just discovered a couple of years ago, or 18 months ago, the tells, because every character in that game has got a tell when it's going to punch or when they're going to attack, apart from the boss, which is just, haha, fuck you, and then you're dead or knocked out. But we were trying to figure out if it was actually in the Mike Tyson one, and we didn't think it was. So still to this day, he's got no tells, you just turn up and get fucked up. It's
literally okay. Thing is, with the Tyson one, it was he's quick, and that punch took a third of my bar off.
Yeah.
It's bang, 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 and it's and when the AI just has its I'm going to do a combo moment, if you cop all three in the face, it's
that's it. You're starting again. Yeah. There's no continues.
It's over.
Would you like another go? You failed.
You got to knock the fuck out. It's over. Go back and reclaim your jaw.
But to be fair though, for the character, obviously Mike Tyson, it's somewhat truthful. Yeah. Because if Mike Tyson unleashed a combo on you, you're waking up.
Well, it's Hangover 2, isn't it?
Yeah, it totally is. It's just you're... Oh, that was what that was.
Yeah, you got knocked out. Really out.
Yeah, so I think we've had quite a medley of arseholes.
Yeah, to try and sort of summarise all of this, for me, I kind of get just a bit agitated when my ability to play the game through skill is no longer controlling the outcome.
Well,
whether I've got it or not.
The only problem is when you're using luck as a gameplay mechanic, something that's out of your control, when it's now no longer within my control, I'm not interested.
At least Final Fantasy lets you improve the stat.
Yeah, or run away.
Increase your luck statistics. Yeah, it's just a bit of a bitch. Let's have it so that the boss beats me because it's better than me, and I have to improve my skills to beat it, rather than it beats me because I'm halfway through a combo and you bitch slap me, you fucking bastard devil. Because I'm gonna settle this shit. Right, and on that note, there it is, folks. I've vented. I've got out of my system. Link, any final thoughts?
Stop being cheap with your design. Put a bit more work in.
Yeah, make an effort. There we go, folks. So there's What's the Beef, Chief. If you liked it, show us some love. And, as always, check out some of the other podcasts that are out there. Until next time, from Angrylink, it's...
Adios.
And from me, it's peace.